Welcome to Soaps.com. I'm Kristen Burt. You know him as Smitty on Beyond the Gates, but he has a new out of this world role he's here to share with us. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well, Kristen. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I watched Unexpected Treasures this morning. So
Okay.
I want to know, in your words, how to explain this movie because it's more than just an alien movie.
Yeah, it really is. It's in my mind, Unexpected Treasures, what audiences can expect from Unexpected Treasures is almost like a popcorn movie that takes place in Joshua Tree and pays homage to like those 80s alien movies like E.T. or Cocoon or Close Encounters of the Third Kind. In the movie, I play Sam, who's an alien, and he escapes from imprisonment. And throughout the movie, he's trying to get back to his spaceship. He runs into Hartley, who is a Joshua Tree local, and they're opposites. She is sort of angry. She just got out of a relationship. She doesn't have a great relationship with her mother, and she's sort of down on her luck and mad for a lot of reasons. And Sam is the opposite. He's like the golden retriever alien. He's kind. He's happy. He's sensitive. And throughout this journey, Sam, the alien, ends up restoring the humans' faith in humanity.
I love that. You know, it's so funny that you said he's sensitive because I wrote this down as part of my research. I'm like, is Sam the perfect alien? Because he sings, he dances, he's a little bit romantic, he's
Yeah.
sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He is. It was so much fun to play Sam because a lot of the time I play villains or bad guys. My current role, what I'm doing right now on Beyond the Gates aside, I've sort of had a history of playing villains, and so it's been really nice for Unexpected Treasures. It was really nice to go to Joshua Tree to be a nice guy with no agenda, just trying to get back to the spaceship. And he happens to be an alien from Venus with telepathic powers.
You know, it's so funny mentioning Joshua Tree. I live in Los Angeles, so I've been to Joshua Tree quite a few times. And uh, it is kind of the other main character in this film because for people who haven't been to Joshua Tree, a lot of people think that it has mystical powers and qualities to it. How did that play into the film and everything that you guys were doing within the script?
Absolutely. Joshua Tree was a character in the movie, even more so than I realized it would be. And it really felt like we all came together. We were living in Joshua Tree for the entirety of filming, and it felt like we all went to sort of this summer desert camp together and just happened to make a movie. There's a handful of characters in the movie that are not acting. They're just playing themselves, basically. They live in Joshua Tree. They believe in aliens. Joshua Tree has such a mythology and a history of alien sightings. I learned about, part of the movie is based on this guy named George Van Tassel in the 1950s who was said to have met visitors from Venus and been given a portal, the technology to make a teleportation device to transport to different parts of the world and to the different universes and stuff. And that's part of what the movie is based on. And that all came from Joshua Tree. So there were times where, we're laying there, we just wrapped filming, and I'm just laying in the desert looking up at the stars, and you can't help but feel the magic and that there's absolutely aliens out there living among us. And it was fun. It was a great time.
I feel like we're telepathic on our questions today and your answers because I was wondering if the movie changed your perspective on aliens. Like, are you now a truth teller or maybe a truth seeker when it comes to aliens?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if I'm being honest, I've always believed that there were aliens out there, because it's sort of crazy to think that we are alone in this gigantic universe. And scientists, Kepler 22b, I think it's called, in a different solar system, and then there's a couple moons in our solar system, and there's a couple planets in other solar systems that scientists have noticed have the capacity to like have water and like an atmosphere and temperatures that are similar enough to our planet to where there could be other life forms. So, are they intelligent? Are they as advanced as we are? I don't know. But do I absolutely think that there are other beings out there? 100%.
Yeah. It's kind of silly to think like we're the only planet that is inhabited. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
To be
absolutely.
something else out there. I'd also love to hear a little bit on that multi-layered relationship with Hartley because there's so much mistrust around Sam. How does he go in and trust her?
Great question. I think with Hartley trusting Sam, of course, it takes a few scenes for her to start to warm up to him. In the beginning, she's very guarded and she's very like, "Who are you?" But she picks him up because she doesn't want to leave him stranded on the side of the road. For Sam, he trusts Hartley right away because he's telepathic. He can read her mind, he can see what's in her heart, and he has a way of reading people and getting to know them to where he sees Hartley's potential and kindness and strength before she even sees it. And I think that that is really what the movie is about is yes, Hartley's helping Sam get to his spaceship, but Sam is helping Hartley see uh, how strong she is and to really fulfill her true potential. And he knew that right from the start.
He knew it right away. If you, this is kind of like a silly question, but if you were transported to Earth for the first time, what do you think would be like the most baffling human behavior, tradition, anything to you as an alien?
Oh man, that's a great question. Um, I mean, so many things, so many things. Just if you're an alien and you're transported, I guess it would depend on where you're transported. But if you're transported to, you know, New York and you're seeing everybody walking around talking into a little electronic box, or they have headphones in and they're dancing around to music that doesn't exist, or speaking different languages, or I don't know. There's just so many things that we do as humans that I think Sam, or not Sam, but any alien would find sort of peculiar.
Maybe some of our food can sometimes,
Yeah,
American
the food would
sometimes.
be kind of weird. The food, not to make this dark, but I feel like if an alien species, especially a benign, peaceful, intelligent alien species, came to our planet, I think they would be a little puzzled at how we are treating our planet in
Oh,
terms
yeah.
of polluting and in terms of killing animals and in terms of imprisoning each other and fighting and burning coal and sort of carbon levels and we are I'm a big scuba diver and I just went on a scuba diving trip last week in the Bahamas and it was beautiful and it was amazing. But then you look along the beach and I'm in the water and I'm swimming with fish and turtles and everything. But then you see like garbage and you see garbage on the beach and it's like we don't have to live that way. It would be if everybody just adjusted 2%, this world would be different overnight. And I feel like aliens would be a little stunned as to why humanity is killing our planet little by little.
It's true. We actually have a friend in common, Seth Maxwell from the Thirst Project.
Yes, I love Seth.
Yes, so I know he's always, big in, creating access to fresh water for people around the globe. He's incredible. So,
Yeah, Seth Maxwell. I'm on the board of the Thirst Project. Seth has done amazing, amazing things with the Thirst Project, and he was actually on the scuba diving trip that I just talked about.
no way. I'll have
Yeah,
to let
yeah,
him
he's
know.
one of my best friends.
Oh, I've known Seth since he was 17. So,
Oh wow, so I mean, forgive me for saying this, Seth. I'm sorry, but whatever. You knew awkward Seth. You
I
knew you knew Seth before the glow up.
Yes, absolutely. He was so cute when he first came to Indiana, just like come fresh to Hollywood. So cute.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. If we don't mind if we pivot from Sam to Smitty and ask you a few beyond the gates questions, because Smitty's got a lot going on in his marriage with Martin. And I'm wondering, what's your hot take on their marriage? Can they get back on track 100%? Or did Martin's big secret hint at more problems that they may not be able to solve?
Yeah, yeah. I think that I mean, oof, how do I say this without giving anything away? I think that Smitty and Martin can fall back in love with each other, even despite the secrets. I'm glad that the secret storyline was so much fun for me because, on one hand, you have Smitty, doing what he thinks is right, trying to protect his marriage, trying to protect his kids, trying to protect his husband. But he can't do that without all the information. But then, and this isn't a spoiler anymore because we know what the secret is, Martin accidentally killing somebody and having to hide that on a after a night that was a horrific night for him and his grandfather. Um, Audiences know why he had to keep that a secret and to hide that. And so it was such a great, the fan reaction. Once that secret was revealed, there were so many people on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all of the blogs and the fans reaching out saying, yes, like this reminds me of a classic soap. And this is how you do it. Like this is how you do a soap reveal. And this was great. And this is, and the fan reaction was fantastic, and it really gave me an opportunity to show a different side of Smitty because for the first several months on the show, Smitty was the house husband. He's doing laundry and he's doing homework with the kids, and he wants his biggest drama is wanting to go back to work, which means he's writing some articles on his laptop. Like that's his biggest conflict. And then once he found out that about what happened and that his children were at risk, that there was a potentially dangerous man in his home and his children's lives were at risk. It really allowed me as an actor to dig deep and to kind of explode on Smitty's behalf and to the tears and the anger and the everything that came with that, and then kicking Martin out of the house. I think Smitty was right for doing that because Martin did not allow Smitty to protect his children, which is Smitty's right as a parent. So all that being said, they do really genuinely love each other. I think they're going to find their way back to each other. How soon that happens remains to be seen, but I'm team what is it, Martin Smitty? I'm team Smarty. So I'm team Smarty. So I hope that Smarty comes back real soon.
For those of us who are Team Smarty, it's kind of interesting, and we've been talking about this at soaps.com, that sometimes Smitty and Martin have felt more like friends and husbands. They haven't been given that chance to really show intimacy, maybe the same way that Chelsea and Madison have. So, any chance that might change moving forward if they do find their way back to each other?
Yes, I think that fans will see them. I think now that the secret is out of the way, they will understand why there was that coldness and that distance there, and they will see a new side of the steamy Smitty Martin dynamic.
I love it. I'm so for it. I love that. Can we talk about June? Because now that June is gone, at least for now, is Smitty waiting for the other shoe to drop? Because you think like this is out of the way, their bio mom's gone, but could she be lurking in the background again?
Absolutely. As though dealing with kicking his husband out of the house wasn't enough. Now Smitty has to deal with his kid's biological mother re-entering the picture, and his kids mean the world to Smitty. He would do anything for his kids. So the fact that somebody else is entering the picture that might either try to claim the kids or might be a bad influence on the kids or might put the kids in danger or might have the kids sort of pull away from Smitty and their family dynamic that they work so hard to build. There's a million thoughts running through Smitty's head. And of course, he's worried about what June might mean for their family.
Smitty is usually like that do right type of guy. Is there any part of you that wants him to develop a wicked side, or maybe he's harboring a secret we don't know about?
Oof. I mean, if I'm being honest, I already did that with Charlie Dale on Days of Our Lives. I started out as the nice guy, and he turned into a wicked guy that kidnapped his mother and tried to, kill people. So I don't know if I want to go that route anytime soon. To be honest with you, it's kind of been refreshing to play the good guy. Now, do I know what we just started filming again, and we're in the 200s now for our episodes. Do I know what the writers have in store for Smitty yet? I don't. I'm debating right now on whether I want to ask or if I just want to find out. I don't know, but it feels kind of nice being the good guy, at least for now. But as we know in daytime, that's never gonna, nobody's ever that squeaky clean. So we'll see what kind of shenanigans they put him in.
And you never want it to be too smooth. If it's too smooth in daytime, it is the death of the character.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, it was a delight speaking with you. And Unexpected Treasure, September 19th. Where can fans find it?
Yes, September 19th, Unexpected Treasures on Apple and Amazon Prime.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kristen.